by the way, I'm Michaela Conley. You probably knew that. And Deb Cron and Lori are also here from State of Wellness. Yay, team.
Yay, team.
That's right. So anyway, so you can always reach out to any of us if you have questions or whatever, beyond this time. But we will, after I go through the slides, we will have the opportunity to just, unmute your microphone and share whatever you feel like sharing in terms of how you would like to see this book club work. So having said that, oh yay, it worked. Okay, so here we are. This is the official kickoff. I should have prepared a sound like dun da da, but I didn't. So, anyone who's interested in this is certainly welcome. So please, if you have even friends, my daughter-in-law, I was talking to her yesterday and she was interested. So, no rules, well, some rules, but no rules as far as who can participate. The more, the better. Here's what we're gonna do. This is the what. We're gonna read a new book each month, and we've already selected the first one, as you may very well know. Read the book, then as of February 10th, which will be our first get together to discuss a book, we'll get together on Zoom just like we are now. And if you are an NBC HWC, to earn a free credit, you will read the book, participate live, and then complete the evaluation. So, pretty straightforward, but you do have to participate live to earn the credit. We'll probably record them. When is this going to happen? It is, thank you for asking. It's the second Wednesday of each month. So obviously here we are. February 10th will be the next one where we will actually be reading our first book and announcing our second book. So between now and then, as you're reading the book, think about what you'd like to see up next, and you can vote, I guess, for the next book by either adding it to the group on Amazon, or if it's already there, you can click recommend or suggest, and that basically works as a counter. So you can see, which books are people most interested in reading. At 11 a.m. Eastern. The three things, because Amazon's book club is so new, it's actually still in pre-release. They have no means of communicating. You can just basically join the group there, but we can't communicate with you. Come on, Amazon, I know you can do better. Step one is to go to stateofwellness.org/book club and join the announcement list. And I think most of you have done that, but if you haven't done that step, it makes it really difficult to let you know whatever. So that's our means of communication within the group. Secondly, go to Amazon and join there, because I'm sure that Amazon will be releasing new features, and better to be in than out. So, and that also is where we have the book, or you can purchase it there or get it from the library, whatever. And then finally, we're using the same Zoom link for 2021. Gosh, that's even hard to say. So this same link you can save, and it'll be good all year, unless we have a problem, in which case we'll change it. But for now, we're going to try to go with the same link for the whole time, just because it really removes one unnecessary complication. So why? Who doesn't love a good book? You're probably already reading, and I think, to me, when you're reading a book or you're watching a good movie, or you have watched a good movie, you want to talk to somebody about it. Have you seen blah, 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 or did you read blah, blah, blah? So I think this is going to satisfy that itch to compare, contrast, notice different things about the book that maybe are conversation worthy. Maybe you didn't read it the same way somebody else read it. So I think I know. I said it before. I'm so excited about this. So last one, FAQ. Deb, Lori, you want to
Sure.
speak to these?
You bet. Like Michaela said, we can invite anybody. This is not a closed group. So if you have somebody that pops into mind, of course, it's not too late to have them join. Just have them reach out, go to the Amazon book club and join our group. It doesn't matter how big it gets. If it gets to be a really big group and we go into this discussion, we can always use breakout rooms, which is a really nice way to, have everyone kind of cover a different topic and then come back and discuss it in a smaller group. Because I think there's so much value in everyone being able to share and, respond to the things that we're discussing. And then how do you get proof for CEU? Again, it's just that evaluation form. Just there's 2 questions that you can write a sentence or 2 and then a couple of yes or no answers, I believe. And then it's click submit or complete. And then you can, like we said, print that and hang on to it. So you get credit for that. We will record those live discussions, but remember that for continuing ed, you do need to be here live with us.
Yep.
Don't have to participate every month. If there's a book that you're maybe not interested in or it just doesn't work out in your schedule, not a problem. Jump in and join us anytime you can. There's certainly no requirements with this. We don't want to make it burdensome. We just want to make it something that you enjoy. And if it looks like a really great book and you'd like to discuss it with us, that's great. You do not have to purchase books through Amazon. You can go through your local library or however you want to do that. It's totally up to you. Discount for book club members, I don't believe there is. Is there, Michaela?
No, but that would be
a trick question.
Yeah, that would be a great thing to suggest to Amazon. And
yeah.
Seems to me like a no-brainer, but there'll be more things coming through them, I suspect.
Yeah. And then, like Michaela said, we'll be using that same Zoom link, and then we'll just send that Zoom link out each month as a reminder. So hang on to it if you can, but it will be coming. It's not like you've lost it. Like we said, participants, yes, please suggest books for future selections. We love to hear from everybody, and there's a lot of really great books out there. So we just want to kind of broaden our horizons and have some great discussions.
Yeah, I did see that somebody just added a book to the Amazon book club, the new book by, Dr. Sanjay Gupta on brain health. And I have not read it yet. I thought that was a really good idea.
Yeah.
So I think that's, okay. So and this is our first book. And you may or may not have started it, but who doesn't love Michael Greger? What a guy. He's just the funnest, down-to-earth, brilliant man I know. I think.
So brilliant.
Yeah.
I think it's so interesting that he was an epidemiologist before he went into lifestyle medicine, or still is. But very,
and
very.
I really love too how the money he makes from his books goes to his nonprofit. So he's the real deal.
Yeah. Yeah. So and that's nutritionfacts.org. So if you're part of the minority maybe who isn't a gushing Uber fan of Michael Greger, then go there and you'll see he just pumps out the amazing content. So we love him. You're gonna love him too, I think. And I think you're gonna love this book, even though I'd like to say that the pandemic is almost over. As some of the commentators have said, this is just round 1, or maybe we've already had round 1 and this is round 2, but there will be a round 3, 4, and 5. So I think this information is incredibly valuable just to have on your bookshelf, in your head, know where to go and get this information so that you can be the healthiest you can possibly be and survive this thing. I think about all the, the numbers they show daily and how, my God, even my tiny little high school in Hagerstown, Indiana, we've already lost a class member, and there was like 120 of us. So, these are real people and, real fathers and mothers and husbands and wives and all that. So I know you know that, but it it hurts my heart.
Mhm.
So
Well, and
anyway,
just having read only the first few chapters of this, I'm so excited to discuss it. It's just a really great read. So it's hard to hold back.
yeah,
It's so interesting. It is so interesting.
So I didn't put Lori up here. Don't feel bad, Lori.
Oh,
because,
totally okay.
yeah, you didn't want to necessarily get too in the weeds with this, but here's Deb and I, so you can reach out at any time. But I want to stop sharing my screen and just come back and say, what questions, what thoughts, what do you want out of this, in terms of, making this book club satisfy your needs to connect and read and be informed and all that stuff. So feel free to unmute yourself or type it into the chat box. We got tons of time. I didn't anticipate this going a whole hour anyway, but
And I just want to say a special welcome to my group of big people from ACLM for our diabetes prevention group. Good to see a few of you here.
I
Awesome.
recognize them.
Yep, you bet.
So questions, thoughts, ideas?
Yeah, I got one thought. Just, it might be nice, I don't know if it's possible, to have like a list of participants and what they do, maybe what their specialty is. I mean, because part of this I would hope would be obviously connect with other like-minded people, kind of help develop a networking, group. So that's a thought.
Okay. Yeah, I think we can certainly do that. That's a pretty good idea. So I will create a form. Actually, do you have thoughts specifically on what you'd like to know about other people, like location, I imagine, areas of interest?
Yeah, just there, what are the, just name, location, special, what their job title and any areas, specialty areas or interests. Yeah.
Okay.
Anything like that. Nothing too crazy.
Okay. Not their firstborn's birth date or anything.
Exactly.
Okay, I think that's a great idea. So I can create that form pretty easily. Then I'll share it through the Google Groups list. So make sure you're on that, and then we can just share the output of that form so that anybody who wants to participate in it can. Don't feel like you have to, but yeah, I think that's a really good idea, because I think it's nice to see people in their little Brady Bunch squares, but it's also nice to connect beyond that. So awesome.
It might be nice too, Michaela, to know what brought people to the book club, to kind of get a glimpse of outside of what they do in their profession, but kind of it gets kind of some of those special interests and see where we're at.
That's a good idea too. Okay, we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks. That's a great suggestion.
So we just really want to make sure that we're, going to get everything out of this that everybody is wanting. So, don't be afraid to share, what's coming up for you, what you're looking for in a book club, or what you value in, book clubs that you've maybe participated in.
Hi, everybody. I'm Marcy Schweibens.
Hi, Marcy.
Hi, Marcy.
Hi. What interested me about this group, number one, was I've actually never been part of a book club. I've always wanted to, and I don't take time in my daily life to read. So I thought, and I'm more interested in kind of like nonfiction. So I thought, well, if I do this, it'll force me to read. Secondly, the idea I had that I'd like to get out of this club was to kind of brush up on my coaching skills and get different perspectives, and maybe kind of analyze the books, even if they're not necessarily directly about coaching, but maybe looking at it from that point of view, sharing ideas about the information that we read about and how we can turn that into some good health coaching skills, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Makes
That
perfect
totally
sense.
makes sense to me. Yeah, I was thinking about the Sanjay Gupta book on brain health, and I thought, oh, there's probably so many tips and bits in there that, will help me as a person reading it, but also help me as I work with people who may say, what can I do to be, to maintain my level of sharpness or even improve it? So, yeah, I think that's awesome.
What other thoughts?
Are you watching the chat, Deb? Because I see.
Yeah, there. People are agreeing.
Great.
Yeah, I like the idea of how it can relate to coaching. So that is a really good idea.
Yeah, and I think anything that's nonfiction, of course, from the brain health to this, pandemic, I think I can't think of anything that wouldn't relate. I guess maybe a biography might not relate, but but anything that wouldn't support our work with clients and just, even if you're not a coach, just help make you a better, I guess, a better consumer of information, because there's certainly a lot of junk out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole.
No.
There's a soapbox at the end.
There was one note in the chat here that I didn't see right away, and this is a great idea. Wondering if there's going to be a few starter questions that we send out prior to getting together.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah, that's an excellent idea. I hadn't thought of sending them out in advance, but that would be good, so people could noodle upon them and be ready to discuss. Yeah, thanks. That's a great idea.
We can throw those questions out there and embrace that silence, but if we can have a little glimpse ahead of time, we'll be ready to participate.
Yeah, because there's nothing worse on a live Zoom meeting than crickets.
Yeah.
I had a question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Mary Alice DiFilippo. I'm the Wellness Health Educator at Arcadia University. We're in Glenside, outside of Philadelphia in Pennsylvania. I'm part of the HEATR listserv. So health. Okay. So I think that's how I got involved in this. So I just, and not that, I thought this was like their book club, but I guess they're recommending members join this. So, I'm excited to read this book. But I was wondering if there are other HEATR members on here, listserv members.
Well, that would be me.
Okay.
Mark and I have been friends, colleagues, whatever, for longer than when you realize how long you've been friends with someone, it makes you go, oh my God, I'm really old. So Mark and I have been friends forever. And it is a health education listserv. So I think you will, I'm sure that, actually I know that other HEATR members joined it, because I sort of saw some of the names and such. So you and I won't be the only ones, but okay. I think that just adds value to the group, because as somebody in higher education, and do you work with students, or you, I guess what?
Yeah, I don't do life coaching. I do wellness programs on campus for both stress, self-care, and alcohol and substance use.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think your perspective is going to be incredibly valuable, and I suspect, although I don't know, that maybe the books that like this first book from Michael Greger. Maybe you're going to find things and see those crosswalks to the population that you work with. Mm-hmm. So I really appreciate you being here. And
I also I'm an adjunct faculty member in public health. So it's all relative. It's all relative.
Yeah, it's that 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, I teach intro to public health, and it kind of taught itself this past semester. I mean, students were able to connect concepts with real life, it really, if there was one silver lining, it was teaching a public health class.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, I can see that because, geez, talk about living your subject matter.
Mhm.
So,
Rachel asked the question is, where is the Google list? Are you referring to the list of books, Rachel?
she's probably asking about the invitation list.
Yeah, the invitation list.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you go to stateofwellness.org/book club, the form to join the invitation list is right there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
And then-
you're welcome.
Sanjay is asking, he said that he is, attending this discussion kind of first time of anything of this of this type. Can't even talk. He said, what is the end objective of this book club? And basically what I think we're doing, Sanjay, is just kind of coming together to discuss different perspectives, because, we can all read the same book and have some different takeaways, and we can just really have a great discussion and go deeper. And I think sometimes we get more out of it when we see another person's perspective that we maybe hadn't thought of it that way.
Yeah, I agree with you, Deb. I think, the book club book of the book of the month might be something you wouldn't have immediately gone to, but you will choose to read it and probably learn something that you didn't even know was there. Secondly, funny, I watched I know you watch so much Amazon and Netflix, but I watched a series recently that my daughter had watched. And, I thought it was good and blah, 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 and all that. And she said, kind of the foreshadowing to coming up stuff. She said, did you notice that, this person had lost a hand? I thought, oh my gosh, I never even noticed that. So that really enriched my understanding of the whole concept of the series. So, same thing with books. Some things will stand out for you and other things will stand out for someone else, and to have that pointed out and how that colors all the other things that you are reading and how that may be applicable to you as a coach or a adjunct faculty or an entrepreneur. I think, it all counts, and it's going to be super valuable to be able to get varied perspectives on things because we're all different. What else?
Just an idea that I thought of when you were talking, Michaela. I may try to find a book that has to do with biases, just because it's such a big topic now in the news, the Me Too movement and all of that. And that definitely relates to health coaching. So I think that would be a great type of book to read.
Yeah.
Marcy, Cast might be a book that would meet that need. And there's also, I imagine, an enormous amount of material out there from other book clubs who are also reading it.
I haven't heard of that. Okay. Sounds good.
Awesome. Well, please do, add those books to the list on the Google site, the Google Book Club site, so that, other people can click on them, read the description, and sort of vote them up.
I think we're going to get some great books.
Yeah, we are.
So, what time is it? Anything else? Let's end this in like 3 minutes. But please do, if you've got some big idea and you're looking for a place to make that big idea happen, certainly we have rules because you have to, but we are, we're flexible. We want this to be what you want it to be, because as I told a couple people this week, only because it fit into the conversation, if I had half a mind, I'd hope that someone else had the other half. So I'm really counting on you guys.
I thought I always had that, Michael.
You usually do. So there's plenty of plenty of room for creativity and
Mhm.
bright ideas and crazy thoughts, because that's where the magic happens.
So anyone have any thoughts or anything that you brought in that we maybe haven't asked, please feel free to share.
Okay.
If not, we'll go ahead and try and get through that book by February 10th and have a great discussion.
Yeah.
I always have trouble with that. I read at night when I'm going to sleep, and then I have to reread several pages the next night.
And I'll
So
just
it's a
say,
long time.
I've been dreaming about chicken because of that.
Oh, yeah. I think that's the first probable takeaway message from the book is, what we're doing to sort of farm animals, or what do you call it? Industrial farming.
Yeah,
So
It's very interesting.
markets.
yeah. So
But
if you're not a vegan, you may very well be by the time you finish the book. But it's okay. You don't have to be. You can read it and
absolutely.
love your steak, and it's
me
all good, because it takes all of us to make the world go round.
Rachel said, what is next month's date? It would be Wednesday, February 10th.
Yep. So make sure that you finish the book by then, and we will maybe on Monday send out the discussion questions. So you got a couple days to noodle upon them.
Keep it fresh.
And I think we'll be good to go. Yes, I turned off my book, but I didn't turn off Gruffy. I apologize. Anyway, thank you all. Super excited. Please do be in touch. Let us know if you have any questions. Invite others who you think may be interested in this subject matter, or just in general interested in the conversation. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming. Great to see so many of you.
Have a wonderful day.
Yeah.
Okay.